this is Angela from Natural Living Alchemy. Welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to be making a shea butter lotion bar that has just three ingredients with an optional fourth and fifth if you wanted to add a scent. But don't worry, we'll get there in just a moment. So before we do, I want to invite you to check the description box below this video. And in there, you're going to find a couple different things. You're going to find a link to the full written blog article that does accompany this video. And in there, I'm just going to do a bit more of a deep dive on our three main ingredients: shea butter, coconut oil, and beeswax. Now, there's also going to be links so you can purchase some of these things for yourself and you can make them at home. Keep in mind, they are not affiliate links. This is not for me to make a commission. This is just for you to be able to make these products safely for you and your family. So if you are vegan or at least wanting to stay away from animal products, you could substitute the beeswax for a vegan-friendly option. However, you just need to know that each wax will produce a slightly different end result. So just be sure when you're choosing a vegan wax, you choose one that is very similar to beeswax. Now, for this, I would definitely recommend that you use something called Candelia wax. So this formulation today is going to be making a 100-gram batch. Now, to make that, you are going to require shea butter. So we are going to need 33.5% shea butter. Now you can use unrefined like mine is, or you can use a refined product. So the reason you would maybe want to choose refined over unrefined was if you were adding a scent. Because I don't know about you, but I find shea butter to be pretty hard to cover up scent wise. However, I like the smell of unrefined shea butter. So whatever you prefer, use that. Next, we are going to be using coconut oil. Now, you have two different choices when you're choosing your coconut oil. You could use a traditional coconut oil, or you could use something called a fractionated coconut oil. Now, this is similar to what an MCT oil is, or medium chain triglycerides. However, MCT oil is made for consuming, fractionated coconut oil is made for putting on your skin. So the difference would be traditional coconut oil takes longer to absorb, so it's going to produce potentially a slightly greasier lotion bar. Fractionated coconut oil, on the other hand, will provide a much less greasy end product. Okay, so that's what I'm choosing to put in my lotion bars today. So we are going to be needing 33%. Now to this, you would want to add our final ingredient for our heated oil phase, and that is going to be 33% beeswax. And beeswax, again, is another product that you can get in a refined or unrefined version. So an unrefined beeswax has its yellow color still intact and a slight honey scent. Unrefined, on the other hand, would be more of a snow white color and an unscented product. So just determine what you want to use and how you want your end product to be, and that can help you figure out exactly which waxes and which oils that you want to use. Our second phase, which will be added in our cool down period or after we're at least off of the heat, is our vitamin E, MT50, or full spectrum mixed tocopherols. Okay, now this would go in at 0.5% after we are off the heat. If you did not want to use your MT50 oil, you don't have to. You would just have to add that extra 0.5% into this first phase. So I would just put an extra 0.5% either in your shea butter or in your coconut oil. So what we're going to do now is just take this to our stove and we are going to allow all of our oils and our waxes to just get heated up nicely together. So now that our shea butter, our coconut oil, and our beeswax are melting together on the stove, let's just talk now about that fifth optional ingredient that I had mentioned in the beginning. And that would be if you wanted to add a scent. Now you have a couple different options if you wanted to add a scent. You could use an essential oil, or you could use something like this, which is called a fragrance oil. This one is warm vanilla sugar and it smells just like that. It is lovely. Now, I'm wanting to use this one, leave it unscented, and that's fine. But if you were wanting to put your scent, what you would have to do is you would have to consult your IFRA certificate. IFRA just stands for the International Fragrance Association, and they're just a group of people that decide what the safe limits of essential oils and fragrance oils are in any product. So what you would need to do is it usually comes with 3 pages. Okay. You're going to want the last two first because you're going to want to determine what it is that you're making. So we're making a lotion bar that would be if for category 5A. Okay. Now you would take your first sheet that has all of the different categories 1 through 12, and you would just see 5A, we could put a maximum of 4.2% of this in our formulation. Now, keep in mind, this is a maximum. That is going to be a lot, but you're going to just decide how much you want to put in. I'd probably go with 0.5% myself, something like this, and you can definitely add more. You can't take it out, right? So, when you're going to be adding whatever percentage your fragrance oil or your essential oil comes in at, you're just going to have to take that out of somewhere in your heated oil phase. I would suggest either the coconut oil or the shea butter. I would try to leave the beeswax at its recommended amount. As we're just waiting for our oils to finish melting, what we're going to want to do is we're going to determine what we are putting these lotion bars in. So I like to use something like this, which is just a silicone mold. They come in various shapes and sizes, but you don't have to run out and buy a silicone mold to make a lotion bar. What I've also used when I made these ones was just little mini muffin tins, and those worked out perfectly. So just use what you have. I would just recommend that you would not use glass. You're just going to want to use something that you can maybe manipulate a little bit to help get it out once the bar is set. You can't really just do that with glass. Okay, so now that everything is nicely melted, I'm going to just throw in my vitamin E and just mix that until that is all incorporated together. So now we are going to allow our lotion bars to set in the fridge for at least a couple hours, but also ideally, if you could leave it overnight, that would be perfect, and then just take them out in the morning. So some substitutions that you could do if you didn't have all these ingredients, or you just had different preferences. We could switch out the shea butter, and you could use another softer butter like mango butter. Now, if you wanted to use a harder butter like cocoa butter or coconut butter, you could. These ones were actually made, it was following the same um, formulation, same percentages, but this one was used making cocoa butter and traditional coconut oil. Okay, so you definitely have options. If you wanted to avoid coconut oil altogether, you could also do that. And you could just use any liquid oil of your preference. All right. Just if you are going to change it too much, comment down below this video and just let me know what you used and how it turned out. I would just like to know about your experience. So be sure to come back next week where I am going to be sharing a recipe with you for a nutrient dense kefir cultured ice cream. So be sure to come back and check that out. So don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video and maybe share it with somebody who you think might enjoy learning how to make a lotion bar. Consider subscribing to the channel so that we can spend more time together and that you don't miss future videos. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, so be sure to connect with me over there as well. I just want to say thanks for stopping by today, and I'll see you next time.